Hello and welcome to day 7. This is the last day in the series on what's happened to our foods, how to be additive smart and aware, and what you can do to make some simple changes that will make a difference to your long-term health. So the final group to look at in the series are the artificial sweeteners. And as usual, there is a code for us to follow. With the artificial sweeteners, we are looking at the 900 numbers. So anything that starts with a number, straight away will tell you that we are talking about an artificial sweetener. So even if you're not familiar with the number and what it means, or perhaps the names that are attached to it, as long as it's a 900 number, you know automatically it's going to be part of the family of artificial sweeteners. So how do you know if you're going to have problems with these particular groups? It is difficult. There is some research to show that there are correlations with the use of these artificial sweeteners and more your serious long-term chronic ill health. So unlike a lot of the other additives that we've looked at that are relatively fast acting, in that in the space of a week or a few days you will get a response from them. These are more ones that will build up in the system and cause long-term problems. So we have 950 acesulfame K, potentially will cause cancer and tumours. At least in animal testing it was able to induce that. 951 aspartame, which is branded as NutraSweet and Equal, linked to many health problems, and this is one artificial sweetener that actually does have quite quick onset of side effects. So you may notice headaches, increase in seizures or bringing on seizures, and brain tumours as well. Predominantly people talk about headaches with the use of aspartame. 952, the cyclamates, a suspected carcinogen, so has the potential of encouraging cancer growth within the body. Banned in the UK and the USA since 1970, but we still use it in Australia. 954, saccharin, linked to bladder and reproductive cancers, and therefore was banned in the USA since 1977, but was actually allowed back in the States. We never banned it, we have always had it, allowed back in the States with strict labelling provisions, so there has to be a warning. 955, sucralose, caused kidney and liver damage in tests. Big concerns, therefore more research is really needed to summarise how serious an issue this is, but it sounds serious enough already, doesn't it? The main concern that most of us have about aspartame is that it wasn't tested thoroughly enough before approval, and many scientists will suggest that lifelong consumption of aspartame probably increases the risk of cancer. As well, there are some concerns about possible neurological problems that can result from this. So if not long-term risk for your health, you can also suffer more immediate side effects with your brain health. The University of Ohio study found that people with a history of depression who consumed products that used the artificial sweeteners, in particular aspartame, were more likely to experience adverse reactions such as dizziness or headache than those who didn't have any mood disorders to start with. So where are you going to find these sweeteners? In a lot of places that are labelled obviously as diet foods or as low sugar or no sugar, and therefore they are marketed as being healthy. Now, food generally needs salt, sugar or fat to have any kind of interesting taste to it. So if something is labelled as no sugar, you can assume that where is the flavour going to come from, needs to be added in some form, and the most likely way that that's going to be added in is through an artificial sweetener. So you're going to find these sweeteners everywhere. You're going to find them in cordials, juices, yogurt, especially ones marketed to kids as well. Rice crackers, you will also find them, the obvious places such as sweets, chewing gum, ice cream, but also in medicines and vitamins because of the push that people have on wanting things to be sugar-free. And of course you'll find it in soft drinks, which we're all well aware of. So what can you do instead? Again, unfortunately, it may mean that you need to come up with options based in the home. So when you're cooking, use sugars such as dark brown sugar that still has a high molasses content and therefore some more minerals still left in it. Maple syrup is an excellent option, lovely and mild tasting, doesn't mess with the blood sugar balance as much as white and refined sugar. Golden syrup is quite popular with children. Rapadura sugar and coconut sugar are great options as well. Rapadura sugar is simply the dehydrated cane sugar juice. Now, cane sugar itself is not just sugar, it actually has a few other trace minerals in there as well. So when you are having Rapadura sugar, again, you are still getting some of that nutritional value that surprisingly is naturally present in sugar. So it is a better option than white sugars. If you do want to use sweeteners because you want to be careful about sugar, you want to avoid it, or you want to minimize it, or you need to minimize it, then use the natural sweeteners. And we have quite a number of options today. You have the option of stevia, xylitol, thalmatin, and monk fruit. Monk fruit is relatively new, it's only just starting to come in the food supply, but you will start to see it as a product you can buy by itself to use, and you'll start to see it coming in slowly more and more in our food products as well. So that was the very final group of additives to look at. How is your head going right now? Is it feeling a bit overwhelmed, feeling a bit full, and maybe feeling a bit confused? Well, don't be, because the good news is that yes, there are problems with our food supply, there is problems with the use of food additives, but especially today, there are often some very good, better options you can simply purchase instead of the item that you may have been buying. You can make better choices because manufacturers are changing, and the range that we have to choose from that use the safer additives or no additives is definitely increasing. And this is primarily because your dollar counts. So when you choose to buy a different brand or a different product within a brand instead of the one that you used to buy, that is paid attention to. Manufacturers notice that, and they look at what consumers are wanting. So the more we push for additive free or better additive options, the more we are going to see changes. In other words, where we spend our money is going to count. If you would like some more help, or if you'd like to know more about this topic, you can read more about food labelling tricks here in an article that I have written, that you will find through that link there. You should also have been sent a copy of a bonus recipe book to help you out, because the school lunchbox is always a tricky area to deal with normally, and once you talk about removing additives or reducing additive load in your family, the school lunchbox does admittedly get quite tricky. Let me know if you don't have a copy and I'll make sure that you do get sent one. You can also have a look at a small ebook that I have on my website that will help you to see what are some other steps you can do apart from going additive free that can make a difference to your child and their moods. Now, even though this has been written for children, all of the steps listed there are also applicable to adults, so you may find some benefit in there for yourself. These are the 3 basic early steps that I like to use with families when we're talking about issues with moods and behaviour. So you can have a read through them and understand my approach, and also there are some steps that you can start to put into place in home as well. Just this month, I've now started offering programs that will package up the key steps that I want to be covered in people that I see that have particular needs and problem areas. These are basically packages that will include everything that you need to get results. So that means you have all your testing costs are covered, supplements are covered, dietary support, appointment costs, any handouts, recipes, etc., would like to be done for a person in order for them to get some change. The first program that I'd like to mention is a program that focuses on mending the moods and mending the gut. The two often go hand in hand, so regardless of whether you have a mood problem area or a gut area that you'd like some work on, this would be an ideal program for you. There is a Being Well program, and this is for those who don't actually need a lot of help and know that they don't really have any major problem areas but just want to be pointed in the right direction for good long-term health. So the Being Well program is all about shopping smarter, knowing how to eat better, and there is a little bit of dental supplement support provided in that package as well. And then there is the What Can I Eat program, which is designed to help you identify your food problems. So it will cover additives, but it will also cover whether there are problems with natural foods and whole foods like fruits and vegetables. It helps you to find out what foods are upsetting you and how to get your gut back to being strong and healthy. So this program also, like the others, will include testing, full dietary support, and gentle nourishing supplements to help things along as well. For those in my local area, you can make use of supermarket tours, and this is where I am literally your shopping guide and I help you to choose the better brands for you and your family. So in this trip we go over how to read labels, tricks to watch out for, and at the same time you get to make up a new shopping list as we go along through the supermarket. This tour is available just for you as an individual, or you can grab some friends and some family and have a group tour together and learn about it all together and support each other in making those changes. And in case you haven't worked out where my website is, here it is again. Head over to here to contact me and let me know how you have found the course and if there is more that you would have liked to have had included in it. Here you can also ask me about the programs that I do. You can access the ebook, How to Mend Your Kids Without Meds, and you can book a tour through here as well. So thanks for listening. Bye for now and hope to talk to you soon.